is Wolf.
Hi, Wolf. This is Levi calling from Sticks for Stones in Brisbane, Australia. How are you going?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah,
Thanks for
awesome,
calling.
man. No worries. I just got sent a copy of your new album, Headbangers Symphony. I only just had a listen yesterday, but I really love the stuff from it, man. It's cool as.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to work on it, so I'm glad people are digging it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about your first solo album, Classical, and I've listened to a lot of Accept's music and always thought of you as more of a kind of straightforward rocker, but you've definitely got the neoclassical thing going for you as well, and, you know, you definitely got some amazing guitar skill. Can you tell us a bit about the album and how you recorded it and who you recorded with?
Yeah, I mean, this classical passion has been a lifelong obsession of mine, really.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing the idea of combining classical music and metal music has been not new to me at all. I've been, made a previous album in '97, and even with Accept, I've been constantly trying to find pieces that would work, where I could, use classical elements and stick them in our music.
Yeah.
But to be a, full-blown album of classical music is still a different challenge from just, using a small element in Accept's music here and there. So, and the way that I recorded this album is really sort of a layered approach over years because, this thing, the first demos of this project go back to 2006 and 7 and 8, and I started working on these pieces back then, and unfortunately or fortunately, Accept all of a sudden was busy again, and we regrouped and made new albums and went on tour. So, we had no more time to work on this or I had no more time to work on this classical stuff. It just had to sit and wait until there was some free time here and there, and that's why it dragged on over years, but, now this year, Accept is less busy, and I took the chance to finally get it out and get it mixed and done, but it's been a long time coming. So I was able to work on this stuff a little bit here and there, maybe once a year for 2 weeks, and then it would sit for another 2 years or 1 year,
Yeah. Is there any plans on making it into a live show, or is it just sort of like CD vinyl only kind of thing?
No, we actually are scheming on trying to put some live shows together. But I just wanted the album to be out first. I wanted people to hear it, and then we'll go to the next phase. When you're planning these things, it's really hard to do that unless people actually have heard it and you get a physical album in your hands, and then things start to happen.
Yeah. Now, I know the album's also been released on a limited edition red vinyl. I'm just wondering, are you still a big collector of the vinyl? Is that something you still get into?
Personally, I'm not. No, I never was, and I'm not even a CD collector. I'm not even a music collector, man. I don't really listen. Yeah, I don't. No, I make music, and that's really all I do. I don't necessarily consume much music or collect other people's music, to be quite honest. And if I do, it's all classical stuff. I've got a good collection of classical CDs here, but that's about it, to be honest. But I know people love the vinyl editions, and fans always tell me how much they enjoy it. So it's a great idea that Nuclear Blast, made this available on vinyl. And I think it's fun. Every time I see vinyls, I think it's cool. Got a big artwork, and it's it feels valuable and stuff.
Yeah, that's certainly why I like collecting it, just for the aesthetic. But I think it's got a nice sound as well, so it's got that going for it as well.
Sure, yeah, man. Why not? I'm all for it. If people want it, then let's release it and make it available for everybody. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And as you said, classical music's been a lifelong passion of yours, and it's something I get into now and again. But I'm not an expert on it. But the people that do want to get into classical music, who do you think is the top 3 best composers to start on?
Oh my God, I don't even know myself. I'm not a classical expert per se myself. I'm just the average Joe who likes classical music. I want to be absolutely clear about that. I'm not classically trained, nor do I have a totally deep knowledge of classical music. Far from it, man. I just like what I like, and the people that I got into first were Tchaikovsky, George Bizet, and then maybe Beethoven. But, there's so many other great composers. I discover more and more as I go along. There's so much fantastic stuff out there. But if that's not your thing, that's totally cool. I didn't make this album with a deep message of, bringing it to the people or anything like that. I just made it for myself, really. And I'm happy if people enjoy it. And if there's some people who discover classical music a little more through it, then awesome. But that wasn't my intention or my goal, really.
Cool stuff.
It would just be a welcome side effect, if you want, if that happens.
Yeah, for sure. You actually did come to Australia for the first time in 2014. I was supporting the Blind Rage album. How did it go here? Was there a good reaction to your live shows? I unfortunately didn't get to go to it, but I really wanted to see the show. How did it go?
Yeah, they were really well. All the fans that we met and that talked to, they came from all remote corners of the continent, really. It's amazing. We've got a really loyal fan community. Some of these people have listened to us for, forever, for 20 years, 30 years. There's some others who just discovered us, but, man, we've got some real amazing fans. And I really liked Australia a lot. Definitely want to come back there.
Yeah, I'm really, digging the stuff that Mark Tornillo has done with you. I think Stalingrad has got to be one of my favourite Accept albums. How have the fans been taken to him? Did it take a while to accept him? And is he, fully accepted now, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, initially there was a little bit of a lot of skepticism and a little bit of, let's wait and see attitude maybe initially, which I understand, when you're changing singers and stuff. But, there was a lot of skeptic fans who thought, well, that's never going to work. And then we knew that was going to happen, and we dealt with it. But now that we've made 3 great albums in a row, and as a matter of fact, this last album even went #1 in our home country in Germany, man, all that is a thing of the past. People are totally, they welcomed Mark with open arms, and it's a new era. There's no more doubt about anything. It's a done deal.
Yeah, for sure. You said you got a bit of downtime now with Accept. Is there any plans to, record some more music in, the next year or two?
There is. We're knee-deep in songwriting mode right now. Peter and I meet several times a month or a week and get to go together, go over song ideas and riffs and stuff. And when we have a nice pool of enough songs, we will call Mark Tornillo, we will call Andy Sneap and the rest of the guys and go through all that stuff and, construct an album out of it in one shape or another. And the plan is to get this done this year so that we can, release it at some point next year. But, we're still gathering ideas. We're still in the middle of it all. Who knows when it will be done, but we are working on it for sure.
Yeah, I know you guys have opened up for AC/DC a few times, and, they're a band from Australia, got a huge fan base here and, internationally. Just wondering, what was it like to play alongside those guys? Was that like a dream come true?
As you can imagine, man, I've been an AC/DC fan since the 70s. When I first heard about them, I got all the albums still on vinyl back then, of course, and I've been hooked ever since. So to actually be on the same stage with them and to be on their stage, it was amazing. It was really fantastic. It was 2 outdoor shows we did in Germany, and I guess there was about 80,000 people each, or 60 or 80, I don't know, but huge. And my God, it was amazing. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Never met the guys, never got to talk to them.
Oh, you didn't get to meet them?
Because they were, no, we had to leave while they were playing, and they just came And I guess they always do just 1 minute before the show and went straight on stage and no time for anything. And an army of stage managers kept everybody away. So, of course I wanted to go and pay our tribute and shake hands and all that, but it never got that far.
Yeah. It was a bit sad to hear the news that Brian Johnson might not be doing any more shows with them. And I know when they were talking about bringing in a new singer, two of the names that did get mentioned were Mark Tornillo and UDO. They did decide to go with Axl Rose. I'm just wondering, what do you think of the current lineup? Do you think you'd go see a show with Axl Rose fronting AC/DC?
It's not really up to me to have an opinion on that. I imagine they have their good reasons why they went with Axl, and AC/DC is an amazing machinery that's been successful for so many years. So, who am I to comment on their decisions? I have no insights.
Yes,
more than you do. And out of respect to other musicians, I wouldn't dare of having an opinion on it or publicly voicing it anyhow. I'm sure they had good reasons why they went with Axl. And quite honestly, everybody said, or I've heard a lot of people bitching about Axl and stuff, and I thought what I heard sounded pretty damn good to me.
I thought
you can never thing. Everybody was saying, it's never, but, it kind of reminded me a lot of what people were saying when we started with Mark, At the end of the day, you always have to sort of wait and see and hear and listen and be objective about it, and then they always have an opinion, not beforehand.
Sure. Now, you guys have been going since 1979, and as I was saying before, the Stalingrad album was awesome, Blind Range is awesome, it feels like you're pumping out music that's still, as good as the music you're putting out, 30 years ago. What keeps you creative? What keeps the fire burning?
Man, if you like what you're doing, then it's easy. And we certainly love metal. We love writing songs. We love our fans. And this is what we do. We choose. Nobody's forcing us to do this kind of stuff. And nobody's forcing us to travel around the world or to put in all these hours. But this is what we love. And hopefully it shows in the end result. And, it doesn't ever really feel like work, to be honest, even though sometimes the hours are ridiculous. But, it's very rewarding for me. I've done many other things in life. I was a photographer for many years, and, I've worked with a lot of other people, and I've just never found anything as rewarding as making music because, man, it lasts a long time, Songs, we play today songs we've written 35 years ago, and they still feel as fresh and as exciting as they did back then. And what else in life is there that has that sort of, value? I haven't found anything.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll just ask one more question. I'm a guitarist myself. I'm always aspiring to learn new things. And just when you first started playing guitar, how much would you practice? And, what would you say, the 5 essential things to becoming a great guitarist?
I think it's essential to play together as a band and to practice together and jam together. That's important to me more than the virtuosity. I see a lot of YouTube kids and clips of amazing 12-year-olds and 6-year-olds and overnight sensations, but then you never hear anything again because they don't get into a band scenario. They never go the necessary other steps. And if you want to be in a band or in a metal band, or if you want to be a professional musician, period, I think you have to learn to play together and to work with other people, or else you never go anywhere. And that's the tough part sometimes. Just being good on your instrument is only a small part of everything. There's so much more to it.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't agree more. New album is out now, Headbangers Symphony. So for anyone listening to this, you can go out and check it out. It's on vinyl, CD, get it on Spotify. It's amazing stuff. I've listened to it, and I'm going to have another listen right after this interview because it's awesome.
Well, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun working on it, and hopefully people are digging it as much as I do, really. It's sort of a personal labor of love album. You know, it's always going to be just a side project to the Accept career and to anything Accept, but I'm still proud of it, and so far I'm getting great response from everybody who has heard it, and, you know, so rock on. Thanks for checking it out.
Yeah, no worries, man. Well, thanks very much, Wolf, for taking your time out to talk with me today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your interviews and the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. I'll see you soon in New Zealand or Australia or maybe both. Who knows?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.